to the cage, take it in your hand, hard on the page. Three faces in the dark, all rage. Joker, Abe, James, Quinn, mad on stage. Yeah. Pull up that chart, let it bleed. Talk that talk, that's a creed. Under them tickets we read. Every little line, every need. We don't do calm, we clash. Turn quiet numbers into crash. Where they stash the cash, we drag it out, make it flash. Joker, Abe, James in the chair. Laugh line cut in the glare. Green mask, wild stare. Finger in the air like bear. He don't blink at a red day. He see traps in the Fed play. He see cap and what head say. Turn a hedge fund to an ashtray. Pow! He breaks stocks in segments. Call out fraud in the legends. See the flow, see the leverage. Whisper margin like vengeance. He got scars from the drawdown. Still grin big when it all drowns. Call options like small rounds. Whole room shake when he call sound. He say Sherry, call that's pressure. Short ladder, that's texture. He trace trades like a lecture. Then rip jokes at they investor. Ha! Pull receipts on a big shark. Turn they bright, they pitch dark. Put they filings on a big chart. Make the crowd bark when he remark. Hey. Welcome to the AMC cage. We don't do calm, we do rage. We don't see lines, we see plays. We don't read news, we read games. Turn that risk into a riot. Turn that talk into a riot. If it's rigged, we gon' defy it. From the pit to the high, we supply it. Yeah. Welcome to the AMC cage. We don't fold hands, we engage. If you scared, stay off the stage. If you ready, then unlock that rage. Hey, gang, 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 hey, gang, 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 hey, gang. K-Dike, Quinn in the cut. Black lipstick, boots locked shut. Eyes on every spread they put. Whip math like a blade to the gut. She pull bonds from the archive. That's why yields got a dark side. That's who lied on the mark side. That's who paid for their art prize. She see rate hikes like a crime. Read curves, never read rhyme. If slow twist at the wrong time, she sound alarms like a landmine. She break trenches in tiny shards. Peel back raps from they house of cards. Say this clause, make it hit hard. This small word, leave a big scar. She tell they bases in her head. Every baby head that they bled. If you bluff, she paint you red. Whole chat know what you said. Fact. She laugh, they think it's quaint. How they high risk in the paint. Call it safe, call it saint. But that covenant, it ain't. 3 masks in a storm like a coat. 3 miles on a hunt for a fault. Every safe thing get a praise. Every kingpin get a paw, get a praise. You feel that shaking the floor? That's the crowd at the door. You feel that ring in your core? That's the case keeping score. Welcome to the AMC cage. We don't do calm, we do rage. We don't see lines, we see plays. We don't read news, we read games. Turn that risk into a riot. Turn that talk into a riot. If it's rigged, we gon' defy it. From the pit to the high, we supply it. Welcome to the AMC cage. We don't fold hands, we engage. If you scared, stay off the stage. If you ready, then unlock that rage. Crazy, angry, mad in the booth. Neck vein pop on the truth. He don't talk cute to the suits. He throw names at the roof. He do swaps like Sudoku. See a spread jump, he like told you. He call caps what they owe you. He drag banks when they ghost you. He maps out bets in the shadows. Whisper counterpart. Welcome to that
Welcome. We finally have everything perfect. It took forever. I'm sorry for all the problems that we had during the last couple of streams, but it should all be fixed. Literally, we spent all night working on this to make sure that everything was perfect. The chat works. We can respond in the chat at any time as well. So you guys are able to type. We are able to see it. So on and so forth moving forward. And that's for X, that's for Facebook, that's for Instagram, that's for YouTube, all of it right here for you. It all works. And let me tell you, I am going to give a shout out to the programmer Demi. And the only reason that I'm giving him a shout out is because he dealt with me literally yelling at him the entire fucking night. Because I was pissed, and Matt can contest to that, because
it was a show.
It was an absolute show of how mad I was. So it's all fixed. We're all good. Good morning, Matt. What do you think?
Yeah, good morning.
Yeah. So Yeah, we're just happy to be here, man. That's the most important thing. As long as we're happy, that's all that matters. Hey, while we're at it, here's Demi responding in the chat, laughing. So, shout out to you, my friend, for dealing with my ass last night. But let me just say, there has been so much drama and unnecessary drama when it comes to AMC, when it comes to what is going on out there, when it comes to all these tweets, all these different influencers coming up with something that literally they grab two fingers, index and thumb, grab their asshole and literally out. That's it. And just threw it up in the wall and hopefully it stuck and you guys agreed with it. We have to take emotion out of the game. You have to, because it plays right into their strategy. This is the psychological part of the game. I understand that there's not, oh, hey, you know, it's this low. Oh my God, we're hearing about reverse splits. Oh my God, we're hearing about this. Oh my God, we're hearing about that. It doesn't matter. None of it matters. The only reason it doesn't matter is because it's to keep AMC in line financially. Do you think you're not going to be rewarded for what you guys have to do? I mean, Matt, throughout Adam Aaron's history, he's rewarded his investors for believing in him and making sure that they are behind him.
Investors of all kinds.
Exactly. From the 76ers all the way to his travel agencies, all the way to the what's it called?
Cruise lines.
Yeah, the cruise lines. I mean, everything. They've been rewarded just for having his back. And I guarantee you he'll do the same. And because the other part of this is, which no one talks about, he's the largest shareholder in the world. Do you honestly think that he's going to ruin the chance to be probably the wealthiest man in the world? I don't think so. That'd be dumb. Do you think he's going to fuck over his own kids? I know I don't.
How much shit did he get selling stock one time and now going 15 years?
Yeah. Which is all a part of his retirement plan.
Talk about how much pay he makes. It's like, dude, fucking 15 years he sold stock one time.
Exactly. It's funny.
That's 70% of 75% of their pay.
Yeah.
That.
Actually, isn't it 80?
It might be.
I
think it's 70 to 80 depending on bonuses.
I'm pretty sure it's right up there with a lot. It doesn't matter. I mean, it's so much money that it really doesn't. It doesn't matter. It's not us that are saying, "Give me 5 Bs for a quarter." Like, I mean, this is real money, and he's not going to affect his livelihood. He's not going to affect his kids. If he did, he would be the worst dad in the world.
And I still believe he only did it because we didn't authorize the shares, which put the company at real risk to his own retirement. So.
Oh, absolutely. But in the defense of retail, no one they didn't understand. No one understood why. You know, all you knew was dilution, dilution, dilution. Everybody screaming dilution left and right, left and right, left and right. You know, I get it.
We were different investors then than we are now.
Correct. There's that. And you guys have learned. You guys have learned. You guys have grown. You guys have seen. You guys are understanding. And you continue to develop thick skin, leather skin. All this should be numbing. It just numb because it's been overplayed so many times. And the funny thing about it all is that your enemy thinks that they could just do this again and again and again and again. And that's it. Oh, we've always gotten retail to do whatever the hell we want. Ha 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 ha. I got a wonderful gong to sell you. It's impossible. We would have to be the dumbest people in the world. Literally, we would have to be Ralph.
I think the most annoying thing to me in the current time is how blatant they are about, like, in your face.
Oh,
and not just the talk in the social media, but the banks and the products and the trading in those so-called, whatever you want to call them, reports. I mean, the last report had more FTDs than it had short interest.
Oh, of course.
I mean, that right there tells you that there's fucking hiding shit.
Oh, I mean, what about the Ortex numbers that came out literally a couple of days ago, and they were through the roof. But, oh no, bar chart, look at this. Oh my God, this is so much worse than that. What are you talking about? Did you see that growth on that short interest? Did you see everything on there was just sky high?
And then when people got in their comments, they started blocking people. Like, you're a company. What the fuck are you doing?
Yeah. I mean, up, down, left, right, forward, back, start. Up, down, left, right, forward, back, start. Don't look here. Look there. Look here. Look there. Look behind you. Forward, back, up, down.
You know what's even crazier about the bar chart thing?
Go ahead.
That's the most traffic that they ever got on fucking Twitter in their lifetime.
I guarantee you.
Blocking the traffic that they're getting.
I guarantee you. And I guarantee you that block button has been utilized to no end. Because you've gotten an army that has just come at you in waves. And think about it, it's literally like timelines. Here's this time zone. Okay, here's this wave. Here's the next time zone. Here's that wave. Here's the next time zone. And it just wave after wave after wave of them having to initiate the block button.
And you'd think that rather than that, they would have just fucking deleted the tweet like everybody else does and been like, oops, that was a bad idea.
Oops, that was dumb. That was dumb with a capital D. Yeah, absolutely should have. But they didn't. But that's what also led to a lot of this isn't even a word, dumber. Like, I mean, completely outlandish, completely just narrative driven off the mind. Diarrhea of the mouth that are coming out of some of these people's mouths when it comes to AMC and what this means and what this does and blah 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 blah. And I have a stick. It doesn't make sense. It's literally taking here's the whole thing. I'm going to take this piece. I'm going to take this piece. I'm not going to take that piece, but I'm going to take this piece. And here's a whole new thing to keep you confused.
It all goes right back to what you said initially. It doesn't even fucking matter. The social media, all this shit doesn't even fucking matter. All that matters is the company's fucking balance sheet. The stock stays listed.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the numbers get better.
Absolutely. But for this guy here, I'm just going to pat myself on the chest for going ahead and literally answering, I don't know how many, 100 of questions on 2 nights ago. Because I was literally up until like, I don't know, 3:30 in the morning, answering everybody. Do you know why? Because I wanted to make sure you guys are okay. You guys have done so much for me and looking out for me and making sure that I was okay. I can do that for you. I got you. In any way, shape, or form. That's why that's why I stayed up late answering your questions. It's the same thing that I would do for any of you regardless. But the problem that I do have, and this is like I said, we need to take emotion out of the game. Emotion is a psychological play that is going to go ahead and rip your heart out. Understand that there's people that you guys talk to. There are people that you guys go ahead and you listen to. And I don't care who you listen to. I don't care who you guys want to talk about and blah, 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 blah. That's fine. That's on you. I'm just forewarning you. One of the biggest psychological games in any play, and it goes back to marketing, is let me build excitement real fast with something quick. Boom, here it is. The average person has the attention span of a TV commercial. If you hear a car crash, you're instantly turning to the right or left, wherever that sound came from. Instantly. That is the same thing that they teach you in marketing, to where you go ahead and you hear that one loud sound, you hear this one intriguing point, you hear a noise, a bang, a boom. It draws your attention right there. And now you're listening. You think, oh, hey, this is really good. This is really great. This is what's okay. I get this. This is understandable. There's a little jargon in there, but it's okay. I can weather the storm. And you think it makes sense until you go ahead and actually understand the definitions behind it. And so I want you guys to understand that one of the biggest plays in this for your enemy on this is your emotional state, is your intelligence based upon market mechanic definitions, and understanding the outside macro of your battlefield. Those are the most important things to understand, especially if you're trading in options. Understand the outside macro, understand the mechanical definitions, and take emotion out of the game. Or else you're asking to get your heart ripped, and your determination, your drive, your everything that you've learned up until now, which you know you can't lose, you start questioning yourself. So ask the question. Understand the entirety of what somebody is talking about, because that's what's going to make you the best investor possible. And a smart investor is the best investor. Period. Keep on learning, keep on growing. It's very important. I want to go ahead and I am going to read one of the responses that I did get. What was that? Wednesday? Yeah, Wednesday. Wait. Yeah, Wednesday. I'm not finding fault with you, because everyone has been wrong plenty of times over the years, but you do seem much less certain about a reverse split, which I am, because there's no reason for it to be this low. And it doesn't make any sense, regardless of him doing a reverse split, because he's not going to make anything that's going to move the balance sheet. And it's our potential earning power after that. With our shares reduced, even though market cap stays the same, unless we keep pouring money into AMC or earning potential declines drastically, and many people just can't keep throwing good money in because they just can't. Also, I speculate a lot of times, try to do it on potential sound business possibilities. We are far way down from the $1.72 you thought. That was my first there. I said that it could go down to as low as to $1.42. I said, even if it goes lower than that, do I care? No, not at all. It could go down to a fucking penny. And I still won't give a shit. I'll be buying like there's no tomorrow. If it ever did get that low, I would keep on buying. I mean, every minute. Here you go. Here's a new one. At that point, we are far below those prices. Again, not blaming you or anyone. I am actually in a very good mood about things. Matt, do you know what's funny about that? Is that I was the one that predicted those prices. And do you know how much shit I got for doing that? Do you remember? Oh, no. Oh, my God. He predicted that.
They don't like it when you do prices.
Oh, my God. But
prices and dates, they think, I mean, they're hard lines and they're hard to get past.
I understand. I understand that, but like, still, this was talking about. I mean, we were being realistic, and I said, listen, it can go to here, it can go as low as this. If it goes lower, do I care? Not really, because it doesn't matter. That's exactly what I said, word for word. And I said, everybody, don't worry, because you don't need to. So I'm actually in a very good mood about things. I know all the manipulation, and I am current on AMC and the whole economic mess worldwide. I don't know about that one. Banks and funds and all. And I'm sure Adam Aaron may be the biggest shareholder, but he's already very wealthy. And he can always be given more shares by the BOD. That's just the way things work, and we all know it. I have heard from a number of people that have lost huge on AMC, some real sad stories, even loss of life and health concerns unable to be addressed financially. But we each other are responsible for our own decisions. I have always been, so not griping, but honestly pointing hardships out, and somehow we have to get this stock to several dollars without a reverse split, because history shows that they'll drive it down again, no matter what. Ape's still unsettled, but we never get any justice. It's all for naught. I'll be listening live at least for a while. Have plenty of pressing needs, but AMC, I have always tried to make high priority because I do have everything still riding on it. For the entire past 5 years, worked my ass off to survive, but sure as heck can't take another reverse split, and many can't. I'm going to answer two things about this, and then Matt, please chime in whenever you like. The first thing is in regards to the reverse split. Okay. If you go ahead and you actually did a reverse split as of right now, we're at $1.03. I mean, I'm not going to keep on saying $1.03, $2, $3, $2, $1, $3. I'm not going to keep doing that. So we're at $1.03 right now. Okay. You're telling me he's going to do a reverse split, or asked to do a reverse split if it's, I don't know, 70 cents? No, he's not making any money. That's one. Two, okay, well, it's going to get below $1. What about delisting? Do you honestly think that the New York Stock Exchange is going to lose out with the amount of shares that you all are purchasing per day? No, they're not. Are they going to delist AMC? No, they're not. And either way, they can go ahead and file exemptions. They can go ahead and file, here, we need a forbearance. We need this to be extended. We need this, blah, 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 blah. They can get up to 240 days.
And even initially,
from
the timeline we're sitting at now, they wouldn't keep it below $1 long. My opinion is because they don't really want a reverse split. And reverse split NASDAQ or New York Stock Exchange mechanics is that you have to have an average below $1 over a quarter.
Let's not even forget the margins that the short sellers have to have that gets increased percentage wise.
Yeah, the higher risk is higher borrow fees.
Yeah.
Higher margins, higher everything. They don't want that. The other point I was going to make is that, but well, to add to the fact that even most companies don't like just suddenly decide one day that they're going to go ahead and reverse split. Most of them wait to like literally do everything that they can to avoid it until the very end when they have.
There's no other option.
Right. Now you look at everybody likes to say about the splitted end is and then the reverse split, but the reverse split merger you have to remember was, I mean, while it was a reverse split,
Mm-hmm.
it was the people that bought Ape and AMC after the issuance,
Mm-hmm.
right, didn't get the benefit of their position being not a 1 for 10, but the ones that got like their 8 position for 1 for 1 on the issuance wasn't a 1 for 10, it was a 1 for 5.
Mm-hmm.
The other point I wanted to make was adding to that idea is that by the time, even if they were like watching the stock and thinking we can't be this low, whatever, and they're thinking, forward ahead, quarters down the road,
Mm-hmm.
by then we're going to see what our balance sheet is.
Yeah.
I mean, you're talking the best Q1 post COVID
Ever.
You're talking Q2 that's going to be just as banging. You're pretty much talking break even to net positive if you replace last year's Q1 with this year's Q1 and you look at it from a past 4 quarters.
You got Mario, you got the new Spider-Man, just those two bangers.
So you see all this social media stuff and you see all this, all these clowns coming out, just mainstream media coming out with all this shit, right? And we've been through this cycle so many times with the media coming out at these times when things are about to turn. They were coming out hardcore and all this and all that, and then suddenly the strikes happened and they were like, oh, okay, we're good now.
Yeah. Let's just back off for a while.
Drug it out for another year and a half. And if you remember, that was right after the posted positive earnings.
Yeah.
Q2 positive earnings. So that was like a huge setback in our timeline. First it was that we didn't give them the shares in 21, and then it was
the court case.
Okay, we're making it work anyhow. And we're posting some positivity. Strikes. Right. And then it was like, okay, well, the strikes are over. But then it was like, yeah, but the slate's still fucked till after Q1.
Yeah.
And then it was like, okay, so then we posted our worst Q1 ever. And slate started to come back last year. We had, I mean, for the most part, even on a still subdued total release and subdued box office, we still had a pretty good year when you consider the net earnings of Q1 starting that far in the hole.
I mean,
starting that far in the hole for the year. So, I mean, we're on good ground for a Q1, even if it comes out that it's, -5, -10 or whatever. That sure as hell beats the shit out of starting out. What was it, -47, -50?
I mean, you're looking at an extreme difference between previous to this year.
And when you know that Q1's your worst quarter, right? Q2 is usually one of your best in Q4, right?
Oh, absolutely.
This is gonna
change the game.
Yeah, change the game. And they can sit here and pretend and throw everything in the kitchen sink at us right now.
Oh yeah.
But it's no different than pre-strike when we posted that positive Q2 and things were looking to turn around, and then they hit us with the strikes, and then they all went away. Then so, just ride. I'm riding. I'm waiting. I'm not acting on their bullshit. I'm not thinking about their bullshit. I'm basically laughing at their bullshit because this has to be the 6th cycle, 7, maybe 8 cycles of this same kind of attack mode where they go all at us at times when things are about to shake out big. Same thing, like you look at the lawsuit, they're bringing the stupid fucking frivolous fucking lawsuit bullshit. Now the ape lawsuit I get,
Mm-hmm.
but when
The
the
premise
resolution was there,
yeah.
they wanted to do the reverse split, or the RSM. Look at the lawfare that came out and everything with that, and look at what the price did because of that RSM. They had to do something to close as much of the ape as they could.
Of course
and
they did.
unwind at least what they could. Hell, we ran to what, 27, 24?
Yeah. We jumped up.
And then what happened after the risk? I mean, they traded like 5 floats in fucking 4 days.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
and
where are we at? We're right back up to the same bullshit report, 20 plus short interest.
Hey,
right?
do you know what the best part?
It's never changed. It always comes back to that max report short interest based on retail independent ownership, lendable shares, and the float at the time.
Hey, do you want to be even better?
They can't report higher than that.
Do you want to even better? Hold on real quick. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I have to. Do you know what's the best part about this is that all matters have to settle. You honestly think that they're going to go ahead and they're going to get it down below $1? They're going to get it delisted. They're going to get it to have to do a reverse split. With how are they going to recover?
I changed the language of that.
Go ahead.
Not all matters must settle. All matters do settle eventually.
Okay.
All matters do settle.
Mm-hmm.
Because they know it. You can look historically, look at the other squeezes, the Volkswagen, look at like
we have to stop using Volkswagen.
MMTLP is a perfect example. All matters do settle.
We have to.
It didn't happen yet, but it will. I mean,
yeah.
But if you just sit on your fucking hands and let them get away with it, then they're going to get away with it.
But that's why we can call it out.
On the backside, they're going to settle it without your influence and without your input, and they're going to do it however the fuck they want to. But when you got a retail army standing there watching every move, watching every report, seeing every fucking tactic, it's the light on that isn't allowing them to get away with the back office shit that they pulled on the MMTLP community. And it's no different for GameStop, and it's no different for AMC. They have so many eyes on this stuff and so much social media sharing and information cross-referencing and putting these pieces together and seeing the bigger picture that they've never had this before, where they got to really think about every move they're making, what they can hide, how long they can hide it, and what they're going to do next. But
no,
it's always they always seem to find some way, somehow.
That's because they either bend the rules.
Fucking government.
They bend the rules to suit their needs. That's what the rich are about. It's you don't go to jail. You're rich. We give you a slap on the wrist. It is about changing that portion of it. But listen, all things do come in time. Like as Matt alluded to, the one thing I do have to say is that this isn't Motel 6, we leave the light on type of situation. This is, there's eyes, there's ears, there's lights on all of this. But the thing is, honestly, and I know there's a lot of people, or I'm going to say apes that eat a bunch of crayons, and I don't mean to insult anybody because I'm not. You guys just honestly don't know. What I'm going to say is that look at an outside perspective. And that's where the macro comes in. The macro will give you every single answer that you guys want. And the reason why I state that is because there's always an answer for every question in the macro. If you look at an outside perspective, this is going down. As a result for this going down, this is going up. There's always a yin to a yang.
Another thing I want to really stress on is when you understand that retail is the money source, and like James alluded to, the New York Stock Exchange doesn't want us delisted.
They're not going to delist you, period.
They need retail liquidity more now than ever. And even if we only have a little bit, even if retail is tight and they're not buying as much as they did, the buying that we're doing just in a concentrated amount of meme stock that they can actually manage and leverage, right? They're not going to shut that down. They're not going to.
They can't.
They can't.
It's too much money.
It'd be the equivalent of a bank run.
It'd be the equivalent of a death march. I mean, they'd be done. Oh, here's a good one. Here, we might as well. Talk. Everyone talk. YouTube, Discord, X, Facebook, etc., etc., etc. Where is the action? We have to pick a day. We all buy 100 shares at the same time. No, because that's collusion, because we're going ahead and you're trying to go ahead and plan something.
That's manipulation.
That's manipulating. I'm not going and preaching that because I never would. I never would. So
you want to lose your fucking position fast and shit. Go ahead and try that and see how.
Yeah, you go ahead and you try to preach that and make sure it's on record, because the minute they see that is the minute you get then you get put in a U3 halt. Yeah, not happening ever. Good luck. Have fun. But what I am going to say though is that this kind of stuff that literally, this is the kind of stuff that you are going to get emotional about. This is why whoever you guys listen to, it's very important that you ask the question so that you understand fully the context of what it is. There was a tweet. I am not going to mention names, but you guys should probably know who it is, that said, it doesn't matter if we get delisted. 90% of the stock doesn't even hit the mark or hit the market. That's bullshit. That is an outright lie. Whether it's going to an alternative training facility, whether it's going into a dark pool, or internalized dark pool, whether it's going into the actual stock, it's going somewhere. And it's still going to be marked at some point in time, because it has to.
It hits the tape, but it doesn't hit the tape at the time of price discovery, and that's where the ATS arbitrage internalization play comes in.
Exactly, but still, it has to go somewhere.
They ratio the volume that hits the tape and time it in different volatility points in the market in order to not have the full effect of the volume of shares once they hit the tape. So that's why you see them clearance candles at the end of the night. They're the end of day settlement on. Hey,
let's throw this all in.
Settle.
Let's throw this all in where nobody's looking.
Yes, and they also do the T+1, T+2 FTD, right? You'll see that it's not an FTD on day two. Like trade day one, day two cleared, right?
Let's take
not an FTD till after it doesn't clear on day two.
Or you get a day, or you get a 3-day weekend
on day three, right? Okay, you were an FTD for 6 hours.
Yeah,
right. So it never makes the report, because by the time they cycle these biweekly reports or whatever, and that's why you get these, high short interest intraday. But then they come down 10% or whatever, because it's this constant like waves in an ocean where they're controlling the tide.
Correct. And think about it. This is why a 3-day weekend to them is absolutely so crucial. Do you know why? Because there's no media to ask them questions. There's nobody that's going to ask them a question on a 3-day weekend. They can do whatever they want. That's why every important financial decision happens on a 3-day weekend.
Now, if they're sitting on an ATS dark pool internalization trade and it makes it to FTD, I mean, they just fucking buy options, get a delivery, and kick the timeline on the 30-day delivery on an option exercise.
They sure do.
Or they go to an ETF and say, hey, buy some AMC shares and loan them to me so that I have locates for you.
Or
right?
they're going to
There's
throw
all
it in
kinds of
commodities
things
and
they do
corn.
in order to clear the FTD report at on the cycle submission dates.
Or they're going to throw it into a corn ETF commodity because they need to hide it somewhere. Please. It all comes back to a settlement time. But real quick, we have to stop using the Volkswagen squeeze. The dynamics behind the Volkswagen squeeze was total, hey, government, here's the owner of Porsche. We need to negotiate this or the country's going to go bankrupt. That's what happened.
Yeah, when I brought that in, I wasn't using it.
I know you weren't. I'm just saying in general, people need to stop using it.
But all matters do settle. And
yeah, correct.
That is one where they had to settle.
Yeah, they had to settle because or else they were going to go like illiquid in moments because the owner of Porsche, or wasn't it? It was Dieter Porsche? Dieter, yeah, I think that's the owner's name. I can't remember. Dieter something. Oh, anywho, but he could have. I mean, he could have held to the moon. He bought all the shares of Volkswagen. He owned them all. They literally could not. This is the one instance where he's just like, okay, I'm just going to buy all the shares. Okay, I own them all. What now? What did you say you wanted to do?
Didn't he do a spin merger off that?
Oh yeah,
and he did it because he owned the shares. He could do it
whatever he wanted.
Price. So he basically, I know he got in some trouble for that himself, but not full legal. But didn't he like pretty much wash sell the shares at a higher price to fuck all the shorts that were above and beyond his ownership?
Yeah, whoever was screwing over Volkswagen.
And they had to close. And once it became realized what the hell was going on behind the Volkswagen on the backside shares, they were forced to close.
Yeah, they were. They had to. They weren't in a position to do anything else. They were basically said, okay, we're hogtied. We're done.
He put Hollywood-style spotlights all over their asses. And
it was funny.
That light was the disinfectant that basically, like, you just need to undo that. No different than the nickel squeeze.
Same thing. That great comparison. Great comparison there. So, man, I was contemplating on, do we do another dum-dum? Because I mean, that same person that made a tweet off of one of mine, and I had to explain one of the reasons why a certain thing can't happen. You know what? We're doing it. I give you guys all dum-dum of the week.
All right, first academic alert. Wiggum, Ralph.
I won!
No, Ralph. This means you're failing English.
Me fail English? That's impossible.
Hey, knock it off! There's a kid back there!
I'm in danger.
Explain it to you again. I give you $5 and you buy Daddy a present.
Okie doke.
Hey, give me that. Oh. Whoa, this is a 50. This kid's finally paying off. All right, Ralphie. Let's see what you can do with 100. Yeah. Come on, Ralphie. Big money, Ralphie.
Welcome back to the AMC ape cage, where we scroll through the timeline rage. There he is on his digital throne, paper crown, tiny brain typing like he's grown. Screenshot ready, hit that zoom, put that masterpiece up in the room. Hey, dumb dumb of the week, stand up, take a bow, so proud of being dumb. Wear that paper crown, dumb dumb of the week. You hit a brand new low, we read your tweet out loud on the AMC ape cage show. To the top, 12 misspellings never gonna stop. Chest so puffed on a losing trade, bragging about a move you never even made. Got that quote on the big screen, whole chat laughing, know what we mean. Hey, dumb dumb of the week, stand up, take a bow, so proud of being dumb. Wear that paper crown, dumb dumb of the week. You hit a brand new low, we reach a tweet out loud on the AMC Ape Cage Show. So dumb, that's your victory song. You keep yelling that you're right while we all sing along. Ooh yeah, I'm so dumb, king of clown town cloud. Paper crown on your head while we call you out. Dumb dumb of the week, stand up, take a bow, so proud of being dumb. Wear that paper crown, dumb dumb of the week. You hit a brand new low, we reach a tweet out loud on the AMC Ape Cage Show.
So here's the problem that I have with for this. And Matt, if you, would you like to start, or do you have anybody? If not, I can always start and you can chime along.
I pretty much am good on
Good.
I haven't really been around Twitter much outside of our own community to find anything too crazy other than the bar chart people.
Okay.
I mean, I could nominate them, but we already went over that, so you know what that's about.
Yeah. So I'm going to go over, and this has been, and Matt, you know what? You're going to get an applause real quick for dealing with my bullshit all week when it comes to people pissing me off. Because there's been a lot. There's been a lot of people that have just made me angry. And that's,
listening to that last night was better than any Prime Video I could have pulled up.
I understand.
I was kind of laughing, but kind of feeling for you at the same time.
Literally.
And Dave.
Do you know what? There was literally a point last night where, and if you guys have seen Happy Gilmore, where he is sitting there trying to putt in the first like tour that he's part of, and he's, you beep, 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 beep. That was me. Literally. But swears were coming through.
I would use the scene where he's like, get in the hole. Don't you know where your home is?
Answer me.
That was you trying to get your app working.
I was so mad. But anywho. But Matt has literally listened to all of my rants so far this week. And you know, he really gave me a great thing that I basically created about it, because this way I am using fact, I'm using definitions to go ahead and clean up jargon and clean up narrative spin. And listen, until the company itself, and I'm talking about AMC, until AMC, the company, or Adam Aaron, go ahead and actually announce any type of merger or acquisition, it's not happening. Stop talking about it. And the reason why it's not happening, because if you had something that was that important when it comes to a merger or an acquisition, you've been talking about this for 2 weeks, not showing a damn ounce of proof. Not one. There's not one data point. There's not one fact. It has just been a bunch of different words meant to sit there and put in to confuse you.
And the first thing they would need first off is amendments to the terms of the debtors.
You have to amend those covenants.
You're not just going to allow it and hand over the interest value of the debt that they took on.
Please. They're not even close. You have to get rid of all of those covenants that are on that note. First, the covenants go. Think of it as you guys getting a home equity line of credit. You don't have a first mortgage, but you have a home equity line of credit that you have a $30,000 line on. And it's basically a credit card for you guys, is basically the meaning of it. But what that does is that you may only have to pay interest, but until the
you
maturity,
have to pay all the interest through the remaining term of the debt. And they just restructured all the terms for 5 years. When you're talking 10% for 5 years, you're talking 50% just in front interest payments to cover the term interest of the entire premium.
Correct. So now you're sitting here and going ahead and you're paying the interest. You're going ahead and you're doing that. But then there's a mature date that is set to that. Once that hits that maturity date, you either refinance it or you pay it off. There's no other option. None.
And that's after you have a open style fair auction for everybody and then get a federal approval. I mean, most of them don't take what, 3 to 6 quarters?
Not even, yeah. Not even.
From first announcement.
Correct. There's not, you would hear whispers, you would hear news, there would be speculation, there would be media that's sitting there that can't hold their load. They are literally they would try everything to kind of spill beans. They wouldn't be knocking
the fucking price down to a fucking dollar.
No.
That kind of unknown, risk of price.
There's still the obligations that are behind all of it that AMC has to take care of. But what that does, it gives AMC the actual ability to pay off their debt when they see fit. That becomes a strength for the company and their bottom line. Because the debtor is not dictating the payment anymore. AMC has built their reserve to where they can actually structure the payments the way they see fit. And they're getting a grasp and a control on the debt, which is the most important thing.
It's also important to understand that creditors don't do these restructures and stuff unless there's something behind it that shows that they're not going to be at risk of a default or lose money even in a bankruptcy situation. You got a lot of second liens out there that they're consolidating in the first liens or whatever, but it's basically them saying, okay, look, your plan's working. We see it working.
Correct.
And we know the box office is going up.
Mm-hmm.
So we're feeling confident in you right now, but until you're positive, we're not going to give you the better rate. So the deal that they just struck wasn't about whitewashing for a merger or acquisition. It was more, we're going to fix our balance sheet. We're going to whitewash our balance sheet.
Which is a normal accounting practice.
Realize, the box office numbers come or they don't come, and or the go plan margin grab in the sector and industry grab by a percentage of the box office actually gets them in the profitable numbers on the slate of 26.
Which should be in Q2, to be perfectly honest with you, with the
Right.
with the state of movies that they have. The other part, real quick, that I'm going to just throw in there is that he talks about bondholders and how Adam Aaron fuck over the bondholder or the note holder for the bonds. Listen, the people that are holding the bonds believe in AMC and have loaned AMC that money to be able to go ahead. Their biggest thing, the most important thing to understand about somebody that's holding that bond is that they want AMC to succeed, but they also need to understand that they need to be paid back. That's it. They believe in AMC. They're ensuring that they get paid back. That is the most important thing when you're holding a bond. That's it. It's not about Adam Aaron fucking over the bondholder because they can't. He can't.
Well, first off, AMC would be screwed if the bondholders got screwed because nobody would lend to them again. And as a
Correct.
global corporation, they need them lenders. We wouldn't be here if it wasn't for them lenders. We wouldn't be here if it wasn't for retail.
Correct.
So he's kind of between the line where you got to take care of your lenders and you got to take care of your shareholders. Now, you can say, well, he's not really taking care of the shareholders. Well, we're still listed, right?
Sure
He's
are.
still good with his lenders, right?
We sure are.
They're still kicking the can on the debt and giving them a window of opportunity to get through this in full recovery and fix the balance sheet, right? They're letting him.
We
They
sure are.
did all that covenants so that they could let him expand growth through the GO plan, right? He didn't just go on offense without their permission to spend that money.
He sure didn't. And he's doing it the right way. Listen, throughout history, and honestly, I really implore all of you to read Adam Aaron's history. Honestly, it is a great story. From where he began to where he is right now. And everywhere he has been, one, he has strengthened that business before he left. That's one. Two, he has rewarded every single bondholder that's ever been with him or every shareholder. Every single one. He turned the laughing stock in the NBA, the 76ers, into an actual franchise. They were a joke.
Not even just a franchise, a title franchise.
Exactly, but they were a joke. I mean, they were the laughing stock of the NBA. They were like the Flint, Michigan Tropics. And the owner was playing powered forward. That was the 76ers at one point. The guy knows what he's doing. He really does. It's just all you have to do is believe. I believe in Adam Aaron. I always have. I've never diminished. That has never diminished from me ever. And that's just because I understand his history. I understand what he's been through. I understand what he's doing. That is the most important thing. So yeah, I do believe in him. Yeah, I know he's going to get us to the promised land. I know that he's not going to end his career suddenly because he's tired or health reasons. He's not going to leave this play just where it is right now and says, "Oh, okay, you guys can take it the rest of the way." No, he's going to take this until the very end because this is going to define his legacy. It truly will. Just imagine. I want you guys all to just picture this and imagine this in your head. When Adam Aaron goes ahead and actually gets you to the promised land, you, the retail investor, gets you to the promised land. The award for him, he's the richest man in the world. Hands down. That's one. 2, his family never has to worry about money. Generation after generation never has to worry about money. You guys are all sitting in that same position. You don't need to lose hope. You guys understand the play. You know the play. It's real simple. It is real simple. That's why I tell you, if you ever have any questions, don't hesitate to ask me. I will lay it to you straight, because that's what you guys deserve. And that's what you guys all should want from anybody that talks. You're saying this? Show me the fact. You've been in this game long enough. Show me the fact. Show me where it says that. Show me this. You all are owed that. Not just, I want it. You guys are owed it. Because you guys have given all of us, the people that have talked, the people that actually have a show, the people that have been start space calls, all that stuff. You guys have listened. You guys have sat there. You guys have learned. You guys have taken your time out of your day with your families and everything else. You should be given the facts, the data, everything that correlates with what we're talking about. Not when you want. You should get it right then and there. If you're going to present it, you should be able to give it. Because that's what you all deserve. That's my dum-dum of the week, is that. After the show, I will go ahead and I'm going to post a couple of infographics that have definitions on there, so that this way you guys all have them. So, which is really important. It does, because it gives you a bits and pieces of actual definition of market mechanics. Because that's what you guys need to start really, really understanding, is the market mechanics behind all of it. That's the next step. And that's where the macro and the actual market kind of join together. So this way it gives you the total perspective, which is what part 2 is all about. So the reason why part 2 is so important is because this is really going to explain to all of you why you have to look at an outside perspective when it comes to the macro. If I can find this important part so I can have this scroll the same way, that would be wonderful. Transform. Where the hell is it? Maybe it's under this one. Yeah, here we go. Look at that. Hey, we're moving, baby. We're going the right way this time, aren't we? AMC, the financial sector crisis, a masterclass in criminality, part 2. How the masters of the universe are robbing you blind while you're told to just hold. All right, let's get this out of the way. This isn't a drill. We're about to dive headfirst into the world of financial chaos, where the game isn't just rigged, it's a full-on crime scene. And the culprit, they're all sitting around, high-fiving each other and patting themselves on the back, while you and I are left standing with nothing but a smoking hole in our pocket. So if you thought this was just another economic downturn or a market correction, I've got some news for you. You're being played big time, and Wall Street and the government know it. Now, before you get all cozy with that comforting illusion that the people at the top are doing their best to keep things under control, let me give you the unfiltered reality. The Jerome Mr. Burns Powell, the central banks, and a host of other shady financial institutions are out here pretending that they have a clue about how to manage the impending disaster. Spoiler alert, they don't. They are doing their best to keep the house of cards from tumbling down, all while lining their pockets with your money. And their fixes, well, they're nothing more than an overpriced Band-Aid on a gaping wound designed to buy them just enough time to cash out before the crash finally hits. And the government, oh, they're not innocent bystanders either. Far from it. They're not sitting around twiddling their thumbs hoping for the best. No, they're deeply involved in the farce, actively making sure the system continues to serve the elite few while making the rest of us pay for it. The truth is, they've designed a system that's tailored to make sure you and I get squeezed out of every turn, all while they sit at the top unscathed. Their setup is to steal your hard-earned cash, and they're hoping you won't realize it until it's far too late. But here's the thing. We see it. We see through the smoke and mirrors. We're not buying the shiny new policies, the carefully crafted speeches, or the financial stability talk that they love to throw around. We know what they're really doing. And guess what? It's time to rip the curtain down and expose the whole scam. So buckle up, because I'm about to take you on a tour of the financial circus that's been going on for far too long. And I'm going to show you exactly why we're heading straight for a catastrophic crash that no one in power seems to want to talk about. But here's the thing. We see it. And we're going to break it down. Not in a way that's going to leave you scratching your head, but in a way that even your neighbor, who still thinks the stock market is a casino, will get it. This isn't just a blip on the radar. This is the beginning of a collapse so big, so systemic, that it will make 2008 look like a mild inconvenience. It's the perfect storm of economic mismanagement. And guess what? We're already in it. You've been sold a lie that says these guys at the top, Jerome Mr. Burns Powell, the central banks, the big financial firms are working hard to maintain stability. Bullshit. No, they're working hard to keep the money flowing in themselves and to themselves. Their latest trick, like quantitative easing, are nothing more than a magic trick to inflate their assets, all while keeping you distracted with headlines about interest rates and inflation. They're hoping you don't look too closely at the true cost of these policies. Well, I'm here to help you look. Because while the media, just in general, is out there showing you half the picture, just enough to keep you confused, just enough to make you believe that you should hold or buy the dip. What they're not telling you is that the real game is happening behind the scenes. This isn't just a case of bad timing or unpredictable markets. This is a system designed to rob you blind, and the government is in on it. No questions asked. They're the ones pulling the strings, setting the stage for the inevitable collapse. And when it all goes down, they'll be the first ones running for the hills with their pockets stuffed full of our money. It's time we take control. So you understand that. But don't worry, we're going to break it down for you, because you deserve to understand what's happening here. We're not just pointing out the problems. We're showing you where the fault lines are. how the system was rigged from the start, and why it's all about to blow up. You've been kept in the dark for far too long, and enough is enough, and now it's time to flip the script. The truth is, the people in charge of the global financial system have no idea what they're doing. They're just crossing their fingers, hoping the next round of solutions will work, hoping they can hold it all together long enough to get out with their profits before the whole thing falls apart. Meanwhile, they're leaving you in the dark, telling you to stay calm, hold your positions. But guess what? They're betting against you. They know what's coming, and they're preparing for it, while you left holding the bag. So let's stop pretending the system is broken. And those in power are only making it worse. The crash is just coming. It isn't just coming. It's already here. You've been watching the whole thing unfold for years, and now it's time to finally wake up and understand the full scope of the disaster we're about to face. We're all in this together. We're, whether we like it or not. And the only way we're going to make it out of this financial wreckage is if we face it head on with our eyes wide open. Are you ready for the truth? Because it's about to get real. And when it does, the people who caused this mess, they'll be long gone, laughing all the way to the bank. But we will have the last laugh because we're not falling for their games anymore. It's time we take control. It's time we expose the crime scene. And it's time to fight back. So let's get to work. My new creation, Jerome Mr. Burns Powell. Man, he does look perfect, doesn't he? I mean, honestly, that is a perfect Jerome Mr. Burns Powell.
Pretty much.
Yeah, I mean, you couldn't be more spot on than that. Jerome Mr. Burns Powell and the smart money game. Just another Ponzi in disguise. All right, let's take a long, hard look at Jerome Mr. Burns Powell, because this guy deserves a deep dive, and not the kind where we sugarcoat it. Mr. Burns, the so-called savior of the economy, has spent over a decade printing money like it's going out of style, all in the name of saving the economy. Seriously? It's like handing a teenager the keys to a Ferrari and telling them to drive responsibly. How's that working out for you, Jerome? Spoiler alert, it's not. If you thought the Federal Reserve's policies were about fixing the economy, think again. What Powell and his gangs of central bankers have really done is inflate bubbles. So big, dangerous bubbles. So that when the inevitable bursts, the only people left standing will be the wealthy elites who get to laugh all the way to their Swiss bank accounts. Meanwhile, the rest of us, well, we'll be left holding the bag. Congratulations, Jerome. You've turned the United States into a giant game of Monopoly where the rich get richer and everyone else is left flipping the board in frustration when the game inevitably collapses. How's that for leadership? But don't take my word for it. Let's look at the cold hard facts, shall we? Gold, the supposed safe haven during the economic turmoils, is crashing right now. And get this, it crashed hard on the same day that inflation hit a 1-year high. Let that sink in for a second. Gold, the one asset that's supposed to protect you when inflation is running wild, is losing value faster than a leaky bucket. In the last 24 hours, gold dropped by 3%. So what does that tell us? Well, It tells us that the system is fundamentally flawed and even the traditional safe haven is no longer safe. How's that working out for you, Mr. Burns, Jerome? And if that wasn't enough, let's take a look at Bitcoin, silver, palladium. Oh, yeah, they all dropped too. These are assets that are usually considered to be somewhat diversified, each doing their own thing, right? Not today. They all dropped in perfect sync, every single one of them. Now, I don't know about you, but that doesn't scream healthy market to me. It actually screams forced liquidations, margin called, and leveraged traders desperately trying to cover their bad bets. You see, the system is so fragile, so over leveraged, that the moment anything goes wrong, the whole thing starts to unravel. And when you're living in a house of cards built on imaginary wealth and inflated valuations, the slightest gust of wind can blow the whole thing down. Now, why does this matter? Well, if you're paying attention, you'll notice that oil prices are absolutely soaring. And by soaring, I mean up 30% in just 2 weeks. And guess what that's doing? It's triggering margin calls. Margin calls are the financial equivalent of a fire alarm going off in a burning building. When traders have leveraged positions in oil and the price skyrockets like this, they have to sell off their other assets to cover those margin calls. This is the perfect storm of forced selling. Everything must go. Gold, Bitcoin, palladium, silver, you name it. It's not just a market correction, people. This is forced liquidation at scale. And the worst part, we're just getting started. Let's break this down. When oil prices go up, it's not just an energy problem, it's a global financial problem. Oil is the lifeblood of the global economy, and when its prices skyrocket, every single market feels the impact. We're already seeing the first domino fall, and it's not just oil. That's going to get hit. That's going to get hit so fucking hard. Oh my God. It's the entire financial system. Gold, silver, Bitcoin, and every other asset you thought was safe are all on the dropping block now. And who's going to suffer the most? Well, you, the everyday person, the one who's been holding the bag for the mistakes the wealthy have made, the one that's told just to hold your investments and everything will work out for you just fine. Well, it's not working out, is it? You're being led into a financial massacre, and the people in charge are too busy making money off of your back to even care. Powell and the central bank don't know how to fix it. They've been kicking the can down the road for over a decade, hoping it will all magically work itself out. Newsflash, Jerome, it's not working out. And when it finally does collapse, when the crash happens, it's not going to be pretty. The same people who caused this mess will be safely tucked away, protected by the very system they created. Hold on. While the rest of us are left to clean up the mess. They'll all be laughing, counting their profits, and getting on with their lives while we're left to pick up the mess and pick up the pieces. Here's what they're not telling you. The game is rigged, and it's been rigged from the start. Jerome, Mr. Burns, Powell, the central banks, and the financial institutions, they're not just unaware of the impending disaster. They don't care. They're prepping for the crash while hoping you don't notice until it's too late. And when it happens, they'll be the first to escape. while the rest of us are left standing in the wreckage, wondering how we got here. So here's the truth. You've been told to trust the system. You're told to trust the people in charge. But look at the data. The markets are collapsing. The safe havens aren't safe. And if you keep waiting for them to fix it, you'll be waiting until you're out of money. It's time to wake up. The system is broken. And if we don't start demanding change, if we don't start fighting, we're going to keep paying the price while they keep cashing in. Jerome Mr. Burns Powell and his buddies have no idea how to control what's coming. But we know better. We see the game for what it is. And it's time we stop playing by their rules. The real crash is coming. And if we don't prepare for it now, we'll be left in the dust while they walk away with all the winnings. Private credit, financial crisis. Oh no! The private credit bomb, the new 2008? Nah, it's just the same old game, only worse. All right, let's talk about something that's been hiding in plain sight. Private credit. For those of you who are still scratching your head about what this is, congratulations. You've been following the system exactly how they want you to. Private credit sounds like something complicated and distant, doesn't it? Well, that's the whole point. Keep it obscure, and only the people behind the curtain can really see what's going on. But here's the kicker. The truth is, this is one of the biggest ticking time bombs in the financial system right now, and it's about to blow up in everyone's face. Let me walk you through it. In the old days, say 2008, the big banks held the toxic assets directly. Those were called CDOs for everybody wanting to know. They were the ones taking on the risky bets, which, as you know, went horribly wrong, leading to the entire global financial crisis. But what the banks do now, well, they've gotten smarter, or so they think. Instead of actually holding the risky assets themselves, they've offloaded the real risk onto private credit funds. They lend money to these funds. Think Apollo, Wells Fargo, etc., who in turn lend in to companies. And guess what? These companies are defaulting at an alarming rate of 5.8%. That's not just a bad investment. That's a fucking disaster in the making. But here's where it gets really interesting, or should I say terrifying. The banks aren't just doing the dirty work themselves anymore. They found a new way to hide their mess. These funds, instead of being accountable to the market, are marking their assets at inflated values. That's right. They're deciding what their assets are worth. There's no market to challenge them. And when those defaults start rolling in and these funds can't cover their bets, guess who's left holding the bill? You and me, the everyday person who has no idea how these financial time bombs were set off in the first place. So now let's talk about why this is a huge problem. It's not just a couple of funds going bust. Oh no. This is a systemic issue, and it's already spilling over into insurance companies and pension funds. Why? Because these institutions who were supposed to be investing in things that are supposed to be safe took the bait. They were told that the private credit had low volatility. Well, surprise! That's low volatility was a mirage created by illiquid quarterly marked that hid the true risk. These insurers and pension funds thought they were being clever by diversifying into private credit because it appeared to be at a low risk, stable investment. But guess what? It's not stable at all. What happened when these funds need to sell off assets to meet redemptions? Well, guess what? They can't sell off their private credit positions because they're illiquid. They're stuck holding those toxic assets, and the only thing they can sell to raise cash are public equities and investment grade bonds. This is for selling on a massive scale, and when it happens, guess what gets hammered? The public markets. That's right. Private credit. That mess becomes everyone's problem, whether you have ever touched private credit or not. This, my friends, is how the private credit unwind turns into a global catastrophe. When JP Morgan, one of the biggest banks in the world, starts marking down collateral, that's the moment it all goes from contained issue to a systemic one. And let's be clear, this is the moment we're in right now. This is 2008 all over again. But this time, the problem is being hidden behind layers of funds and creative financial products. It's almost like the creative accounting department. These products were supposed to protect the banks and spread the risk, but all they did was create a massive hidden pile of junk that's about to collapse under its own weight. The other way that you could look at this is the way Matt and I have described it, which is the black hole of private credit. Here's this giant black hole with multipliers upon multipliers that just keep on multiplying this debt to obscene numbers. That's what this is. Now, we're going to talk numbers because the numbers don't lie. There's a $257 billion exposure from banks to the private credit market. That's not small change. That's a potential disaster waiting to happen. And guess who's going to be left with that mess? You. The people who were promised safety, stability by these institutions, but who will ultimately get screwed over when the whole thing unravels. And no one is paying attention to this until it's too late. But guess what? I'm paying attention. And I'm telling you right now, this is a disaster waiting to unfold. And when it hits, it's going to hit hard. The institutions behind this mess have no idea what they're doing. And we're going to be the ones left holding the pieces when it falls apart. These banks, these financial elite, they're already setting themselves up to escape the wreckage, while we, the retail investor, are going to have to watch them get richer while we struggle to pick up the pieces. But it gets worse. Let's look at the way the private credit fund works. They were priced quarterly by the same firms that originated them, meaning they decided what their value was, and guess what? They got it wrong a lot. They've been marking their assets at inflated values for months, maybe even years, while pretending like everything's fine. That's not just bad accounting. That's fraudulent reporting. And when the defaults hit, the market finally gets a real taste of what has been happening under the surface. It's oh.
Quick question about that.
Go ahead.
So when you think of private credit,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm going to tie this to AMC.
Go ahead.
We have basically they're private debtors, right?
Mm-hmm.
Toxic lenders, and they get the liquidity from the banks, right?
So Antera.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So you could look at this so-called quote unquote whitewashing as not necessarily AMC whitewashing its balance sheets, even though that's a side effect of it. But you could also look at it as Deutsche Bank basically pulling back the credit lines that they had forward to these institutions so that they can manage their own debt portfolios and take the private credit subsidiary risk off of their books.
Yes. 100%.
Because that's basically what's going on around the market right now is banks are starting to realize and they're trying to unwind some of that private credit liquidity that's out there so that they can actually have an open window and insight into the actual risk exposure that they're sitting on.
But the problem is that because that these pension funds, well, think of Wells Fargo. Okay.
Well, see, that's the other thing. If the bank has it, then they can
No.
can pass that bag on to these.
No. That's not what I'm referring to. I want you to think of Wells Fargo here. So Wells Fargo right now is in a position where they're completely and utterly insolvent. Why? There's multitudes of reasons, but one, private credit. That's one of the largest holders of it. What else are they the largest holder of? They are also the largest holder of every government-backed loan out there. Guess what else they have? The largest amount of commercial real estate. Not to mention the most defaults on credit cards and auto loans.
They're big small business localized lenders too. So when you had that crunch on small business and all the small business closures and bankruptcies post COVID and stuff, all that small business loan is pretty much
they're dead.
Too.
They're dead. Why do you think that Wells Fargo had to ask for a $200 billion loan to keep the lights on? Ding, 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 ding. This is why. It's bad. And don't worry. It comes right up the rear for the rest of them. Once this happens, and I mean to the extent that I'm talking about, which is happening right now, so it's going to get worse. This $257 billion problem is going to be turning into a 257. I wouldn't be surprised if it starts with a T problem. Once the multipliers get factored in, you're not seeing that as of yet. That is the black hole. Guess what those are wrapped in? Derivatives. Leaps. Hold to maturities. That's how bad this is.
It's so bad that the banks are actually creating a new credit default swap as a hedge against losses for private credit.
Correct. So when these defaults hit, when the market finally gets the real taste of what's happening under the surface, it's going to be an earthquake. The question you should be asking is this: if the big players are hiding their mistakes behind layers of funds and fake valuations, who else is next? The contagion is already spreading. Pension funds, insurers, and all the other institutions that trusted these funds are about to get crushed. And it's only a matter of time before the big banks and private funds start panicking and trying to, dump everything they've been holding. And guess who will be left to deal with the fallout? You. The everyday person, the retail trader, the average investor who never saw this coming. You see, this isn't just about private credit. This is about the entire financial system that has been built on fraud, leverage, and risk management failures. The banks have learned nothing from the last financial crisis, and I'm talking about 2008. They've been hiding their bad bets behind opaque financial products, hoping they won't have to face the music. But when that music starts playing, they won't be able to dance around it anymore. This is going to be a disaster, and it's going to be so big, so systemic, that it's going to make 2008 look like a practice drill. So, what should you do about it? It's simple. Pay attention, stay informed, and stop trusting these fuckers. The system is broken, and the people at the top don't want you to see what's really going on. But we see it. And when the crash comes, when the defaults start rolling in, and when the banks start marking down their collateral, just remember who was paying attention and who was left in the dark. It's time to wake up. The private credit bomb is ticking. Oh, Japan, the money printer go brrr, and the world is about to get burned. By Danielson. Japan, the quiet giant, the global liquidity vending machine, the country that has spent 3 decades duct taping its financial system together with zero rate yield curve control and money printer that never cooled down, is now stepping into the most dangerous phase of its monetary experiment. They just approved a 21.3 trillion, 785 billion USD stimulus package. Their largest since COVID. And as if that wasn't enough of a warning shot, the Bank of Japan is simultaneously reclassifying Bitcoin as a financial asset. That's not a footnote. That's a siren. It means the Bank of Japan knows the system is wobbling. It means that they're preparing for volatility. It means they're bracing for impact, because Japan isn't just printing money. They're printing desperation. And the world is about to feel the consequence. The Bank of Japan holding rates at 0.75. But one board member, just one, just dissented and demanded an immediate hike to 1%. In any other country, that is a rounding error. In Japan, that's a tectonic shift. Japan has been allergic to rate hikes for 30 years. A move from 0.75% to 1% is like slamming the brakes on a bullet train. And the timing couldn't be worse. April is shaping up to be the month that could rewrite global financial history. Why? Because Japan is sitting on $4 trillion worth of yen carry trades, that invisible backbone of the global liquidity. That yen carry trade is the quiet engine behind everything. U.S. stocks, treasuries, crypto, emerging markets, corporate bonds, real estate, commodities. Borrow cheap yen, buy higher yielding assets, pocket the spread, and it's been the world's favorite cheat code for decades. But if Japan hikes rates, the yen strengthens. And when the yen strengthens, carry traders get obliterated. they're forced to unwind positions fast. That means selling U.S. stocks, crypto, selling bonds, selling everything that isn't nailed down. We've already seen the tremors. After the July 24 Bank of Japan hike, Bitcoin dropped 26%. After the January 25 hike, Bitcoin dropped 31%. Those weren't coincidences. Those were warnings. And the April hike, that is the earthquake. When the Bank of Japan hikes, USD, Japanese yen, doesn't drift, it detonates. We're talking 500, 800 pips in a minute. That's the kind of move that blows up hedge funds, triggers margin calls, and sends algorithms into panic mode. And that's just the FX side, meaning currencies. Japan's debt servicing costs are projected to hit 40.3 trillion yen by 2029, a 28% increase. Their debt to GDP ratio is 237%, the highest in the developed world. Japan is hiking into a fiscal trap. Every rate increase makes their debt more expensive. Every rate increase tightens their noose. This isn't normalization. This is the central bank trying to look credible while standing on a financial landmine. And the biggest hedge fund on earth knows it. They're already quietly reducing yen exposure, unwinding positions, and backing away from the blast radius. They're not waiting for the explosion. They're evacuating before the siren even goes off. The real chain reaction is brutally simple. The Bank of Japan hikes rates. The yen strengthens violently. Carry trade panic and unwind positions. U.S. stocks. Crypto gets dumped. Treasuries face a liquidity drain that could reach $1.2 trillion. The Fed is forced to respond. USD volatility spikes. The global market enters a synchronized sell-off. This isn't theory. This isn't speculation. This is the mechanical reality of how the global financial plumbing works. And here's the twist. Japan's prime minister is hesitant about the hike because she knows the debt burden is already unsustainable. And every rate increase pushes Japan closer to the fiscal cliff. But the Bank of Japan is desperate to restore credibility after 30 years of printing money like it was a national sport. This is the moment where policy, debt, and reality collide. So why isn't anyone talking about this? Because the people who benefit from the carry trade don't want you to understand it. Because the institutions that rely on cheap yen liquidity don't want you to see the cracks. Because the media would rather talk about celebrity IPOs than the structural risk that could shake the global economy. But the truth is simple. Japan is the fuse under the global powder keg, and the Bank of Japan is about to fight it. Bitcoin is vulnerable. Stocks are vulnerable. Real estate is vulnerable. Bonds are vulnerable. Everything tied to the global liquidity is vulnerable. Japan's money printer is running hot. Their debt is spiraling. The carry trade is wobbling, and their central bank is cornered. This is not a drill. This is not routine policy shift. This is the start of the global liquidity event. This is your black fucking swan that you've been asking for. Here's your delivery. The storm is forming. The fuse is lit. And the world is about to learn what happens when the quiet giant finally shakes the earth. Matt, if that doesn't just make you feel all good inside, I don't know what else would. We've been saying this for years. And for it to finally happen, holy shit. The government's role. Letting the market burn while they watch and laugh. Well. Here we are, staring down the barrel of another financial disaster. And let's be honest, it didn't happen by accident. It's all part of the plan. The government, the central banks, and the financial elite have masterminded this mess. And if you think for 1 second that they don't know exactly what they're doing, then I got a lovely bridge in Brooklyn to sell you. The truth is, they've created a system where the wealthy get richer, the markets keep inflating like a balloon, and the rest of us are just stuck watching as everything crashes down around us. Congratulations. You're part of the greatest wealth transfer in history, and you didn't even know it was happening until now. So let's break it down for the slow learners, shall we? The people at the top, the government, the banks, the central banks, and have been manipulated the system for decades. They've rigged it in their favor and made damn sure they were the ones walking away with all the money when the music stops. While the media keeps you distracted with their endless talk of inflation and interest rates, they've been very busy lining their pockets with your wealth. Every time the Fed drops interest rates, guess who benefits? Hint, it's not you. Every time they print money, guess who gets to buy up assets at bargain prices? It's the same people, the wealthy elites, the hedge funds, and the banks, and they don't care about the consequences because guess who's going to bear the brunt end of all of it? You. Here's the kicker. The banks are already prepping for the storm. They're hedging their bets, positioning themselves to weather the crisis that's coming. And guess who's left holding the bag? You and me, the retail investor, the everyday person. We're the ones who will pick up the pieces when the whole system finally collapses. Meanwhile, the rich get richer, the elites will get their bailouts, and we'll be left shifting through the wreckage, wondering what just happened. It's nothing personal, it's just business. The banks and central banks have been quietly stealing money from the everyday people, and the media has done its job keeping us distracted. They're playing smoke and mirrors while we're out here getting crushed by the weight of their manipulation. They tell you to hold your stocks, to wait for recovery, while they're selling off their positions at the first sign of trouble. It is a rigged game, and we're the ones being played. But here's the thing. We're not blind. We see it happening. We see the bubbles inflating, the market getting more and more unstable, and the same elites sitting pretty while the rest of us get squeezed. The game is rigged, and we're not supposed to notice until it's too late. But we're noticing now, and it's time to stop pretending that everything is fine. This isn't just a market correction. This is systemic failure. The markets aren't just having a bad day. Matt. Yeah, wow, Matt. Thanks, buddy.
Sorry, I gotta go because I gotta get into work.
Yeah, no, you have fun,
I'll
buddy.
catch you all later.
Yep, thanks, man. time for me to take over the show. Yeah, boy! They're on the verge of collapse, and the people who created the disaster don't care because they're already lined their pockets and positioned themselves to profit from it. When the crash comes, and it will, they'll be the first ones to escape unscathed, and we'll be left holding the bag. We need to wake up. The government, the banks, the financial elite have created their monster, and now we're all just waiting for the inevitable crash. They've gotten away with it because no one's calling them out. We're the ones who have been left to suffer while they sit on their piles of cash looking the other way as the rest of us drown. But we don't have to sit quietly. As the rest can fight back, and we can start demanding accountability. Enough is enough. It's time to stop pretending that the system is anything but broken. It's time to stop pretending that the government is looking out for us, because they're not. They're looking out for themselves and the wealthy elites who have been pulling the strings for years. We're on the brink. And if we don't start demanding change, the same people who caused this mess will walk away unscathed while the rest of us pay the price. It's time to wake up. The game is rigged, and it's time we start fighting back before we're left with nothing but the wreckage of a system designed to steal money from the many to enrich the few. Now is the time to stand up and demand accountability. Because if we don't, we'll keep playing in their game. And they'll keep winning while we keep losing. And that's the game no one should ever be forced to play. And I had to show you guys because I finally figured out how to do some creative artwork now. I have updated toilet tank. Yeah, toilet tank. And these are supposed to be diamond balls because that's what I got. This final word is for you. It's for me and Matt and Chaotic. Joker Ape, what he is talking about today is all for you. It is all for you. And how I believe in all of you. Every single one. My final word. Mic drop edition. The game is rigged, but we're not playing by their rules. Let's get one thing straight before anyone starts twisting narratives or pretending they suddenly discovered macroeconomics last Tuesday. The macro view isn't just important, it's the entire battlefield. The stock tickers flashing on your screen is a distraction. The influencer selling you a hot take for clicks is a distraction. The headline screaming about whatever shiny object they want you to chase this week are a distraction. The whole spectacle is engineered to keep you hypnotized, emotionally reactive, and strategically useless. It's not incompetence, it's orchestration. It's a system built to keep you staring at the puppet show while the real power brokers operate behind the curtain, carving up the world with leverage, liquidity, and loopholes. And you were never supposed to understand. Meanwhile, Crazy Angry Matt, Chaotic Quinn, and myself, Security James, the Joker Ape, have been sprinting laps around the entire rigged carnival for 6 years straight. 6 years of peeling back layers, mapping the hidden pipes, calling out the fraud, and exposing the mechanics that move trillions while the average investor is still arguing about whether a green candle means bullish. We've been ahead of the curve so consistently, it's almost comical. And here's the truth. Being right was never the point. Being early was never the point. The point has always been the truth. And giving that truth to the Mean Basket family, the AMC apes, and every retail investor who refused to be another casualty of Wall Street's engineered chaos. Just so you can see, this is from everything. This is our tally as of right now. When we posted about it, when we talked about it, and everything that each person has done. So you guys see it. We've dissected the markets plumbing like surgeons hopped up on caffeine and Sprite. Reapplication loops, we mapped them before and mainstream even acknowledged they existed. Naked share manipulation, we exposed it while talking heads were still pretending it was a conspiracy theory. Yen carry trade, we called the unwind before CNBC ever remembered Japan was even on the map. And terrorist tactics, the MMTLP fiasco, cross-asset synthetic exposures, FTD avalanches, crypto debt contagion, COMEX distortion, you name it. We were there. Connecting dots while the rest of the world was still blinking in confusion. And every time the system cracked exactly where we said it would. The same people who mocked retail suddenly pretended they always knew. Sure they did. But here's what separates us from the noise. We don't do this for fame. We don't do this for clout. We don't do this for ego. We do this because retail deserves the truth. Retail deserves to anticipate the chaos, not stumble into it blindfolded while the puppeteers laugh their way to another home bonus cycle. Every hidden liquidity flow, every buried collateral chain, every opaque leverage stack, those are lessons we drag into the light so the community doesn't get blindsided by the same tricks over and over again. You don't have to play their game. You can stay ahead of it. You can see the storm before it hits. You can understand the mechanics they pray you never to learn. The AMC Ape Cage isn't a hashtag, it's a movement, a classroom, a war room, and a lighthouse in the fog. We don't just point at the market, we explain the why behind the moves so retail stops reacting like prey and starts moving like apex predators. We strip away the illusions, call out the manipulation, and hand the community the map no one else dares to publish. Raw, unfiltered, uncompromised. And the best part, they can't stop it. They can't silence it. They can't bury it. Because once you understand the system, you can't unsee it. Once you see the pipes, the tricks stop working. And you are the proof. You. Everybody that's here. I see you going into rooms. I see you guys talking. I see you guys executing the same stuff that we're talking about. And I can't be more proud of you. We saw the Inatra angle. We saw the yen carry trade unwind. We saw the naked share game, the MMTLP circus, the crypto leverage implosion, the COMEX distortions long before the mainstream even smelled smoke. And we'll keep seeing it. We'll keep torching it and teaching it. We'll keep exposing the systemic rot, the leverage flows, the hidden pipes, and the tricks they pray you never learn. Because someone has to. Because retail deserves better. because the truth is the only weapon they can't confiscate. Can I ask a question? When is enough truly enough? We've been promised solutions, stability, reform, yet here we are, watching the same institutions drive us off the same cliff with the same broken policies. Inflation still rising, debt still ballooning, markets still a mess, and somehow they still have the audacity to blame you for the fallout. Banks, market makers, hedge funds, family offices, they push the system to the brink, pocket the profits, and then point the finger at retail when the house of cards finally collapse. They think they got away with it. They always do, but not this time. No, not with millions of eyes watching, not with a community that finally understands the game. And AMC, I'm going to address this head on. Social media influencers are out here flip-flopping narratives like it's a sport, twisting the truth, dodging accountability, and misleading retail just to protect their own image. They'll sell you whatever storyline keeps their engagements high, even if it means burying the people actually doing the work. They'll pretend they didn't see the signs, pretend they didn't know the mechanics, pretend they weren't warned. They weren't warned because admitting the truth would cost them followers. But we're not here for a popularity contest. We're here to tell the truth, even when it's inconvenient, especially when it's inconvenient. Retail deserves that. Retail deserves honesty, clarity, and depth, not recycled talking points or ego-driven narratives. Because when the dust settles, when the MOAS hits, when the system buckles under its own weight, when the truth finally detonates, I want you to remember this. I really do. If I can change one person's life every day, I know I'm doing my job the right way. This has never been about being right. It's about empowering you. It's about giving you the tools to navigate the system designed to exploit you. It's about making sure you never walk into their traps again. It's about building a community that refuses to be manipulated, refuses to be silenced, and refused to be underestimated. This is our fight. And we're in it together. The game is rigged, but that doesn't mean we're playing by their rules. We're staying ahead. We're exposing the rot. We're learning and tearing down the illusions brick by brick. When the system finally cracks, it will be retail. Retail will be ready. Retail will be informed. Retail will be dangerous. Let the egos burn. Let the manipulators choke on the charts. Let the truth hit them harder than any margin call ever could. We're teaching the real game now. And the truth is our weapon. And we're about to use it. And with that, you inspired Joker Ape and me. And it's time for him to tell you how you inspired me.
In the shadows of your journey, you've fought battles that no one else can see. Every scar, a testament to your resilience. Every setback, a whisper of your unyielding spirit. The darkness has tried to swallow you, yet here you stand, a beacon of tenacity, in a world that seeks to break you. Remember the nights drenched in despair, the moments when surrender seemed like a sweet release. Recall the ghosts of doubt that haunted your every step, and the chains of fear that bound your soul. Yet, against all odds, you've clawed your way through the abyss, each victory a shard of light piercing the void. You've come too far to quit now. Abandonment now would mean all those battles fought in vain, every drop of blood, sweat, and tear rendered meaningless. The darkness will always lurk, waiting to reclaim you, but you are forged in the fires of perseverance. Your journey is etched with pain, but also with the promise of triumph. Let the world tremble at your resolve. Let your enemies know that you are relentless, unbreakable. Quitting is not an option, for you are a warrior of the night, and you have conquered too much to be undone by the shadows. Rise and let your scars sing songs of your indomitable spirit. You are a force of nature, and you will not falter now. Embrace the darkness, for it has made you who you are, and march forward with the fury of 1,000 storms. You are unstoppable, and your destiny awaits. The road ahead is still paved with uncertainty, each step a gamble with fate. Yet within you burns a fire that the darkness cannot extinguish. You've survived the tempests, endured the relentless onslaughts, and emerged from the ruins, time and time again. The echoes of your struggle are not in vain. They are the symphony of your survival. As you stand on the precipice of your next challenge, feel the weight of your journey anchor you. Every hardship has been a chisel, carving you into a monument of resilience. The pain that once sought to break you has instead become your armor, each scar a mark of your indomitable will. Let the darkness know that it holds no dominion over you. You've stared into the void and seen the reflection of your own strength staring back. The demons that once whispered defeat now cower before your resolve. You are not just a survivor, you are a conqueror of the shadows. In this moment of reckoning, summon the fury that has driven you this far. Let your heart thunder with the rage of every challenge overcome, every fear vanquished. You are the storm that the night feared would come, an unstoppable force that refuses to be tamed. Quitting now would betray everything you've endured, every victory hard won. The darkness seeks to reclaim you, to pull you back into its cold embrace. But you have become its master. Each step forward is a declaration of defiance, a testament to your unwavering spirit. Rise once more, warrior of the night. Let the world see that you are not merely surviving, but thriving amidst the chaos. Your journey is far from over, and your story is still being written. Embrace the darkness, for it has shaped you, but know that it will never own you. You are a beacon in the night, a relentless force of nature. Press on, for the dawn is near, and your destiny is within reach. You are unstoppable, and you will not quit now. Feel the power that courses through your veins, a testament to every battle fought and every wound healed. The darkness may loom, but it has not and will not consume you. You are a warrior, forged in the crucible of adversity, and your strength is a force the shadows cannot fathom. The path ahead is treacherous, littered with the remnants of those who surrendered. But you are different. You are the one who rises when others fall, who pushes forward when others retreat. Each challenge is a call to arms, a chance to prove that your spirit cannot be broken. In the silence of the night, when the world is asleep, your resolve awakens. It is in these moments of solitude that your true strength is revealed. You have faced the abyss and found your way back, guided by the unyielding light of your determination. Quitting would mean betraying the warrior within, the one who has faced insurmountable odds and emerged victorious. The journey has been long, the battles fierce, but every step has brought you closer to your destiny. You are not here by chance. You are here because you fought for it, bled for it, and refused to let the darkness win. Let your heart beat with the fury of 1,000 storms, a reminder that you are alive, that you are here, and that you are unstoppable. The night may be long, but the dawn is inevitable, and you are the harbinger of that new day. Every breath you take is a testament to your resilience, every step a defiance of the shadows that seek to claim you. Rise, warrior, and let your spirit roar with the power of all you have overcome. The darkness has shaped you, but it does not define you. You are the master of your fate, the captain of your soul. Your journey is a testament to the power of the human spirit, a beacon for all who wander in the dark. You are a force of nature, an unstoppable tide. Quitting now would be an affront to all that you have endured, a betrayal of the strength that has carried you this far. Stand tall, embrace the darkness, and let it fuel your relentless pursuit of greatness.
Yeah, pressure.
Having my way with the money, love.
My muscles keep on tighten up when you feel that cold. Having my way with the money, yeah, that shit keep coming and coming. Been through the stack, I get rack on the rack, I keep dumbing and dumbing. I did a show called A Case on the Road, I ain't running from nothing. All on my side, I got nothing to hide, now I'm running from nothing. God got me, woke me up, took me in, set me down, broke me down, said make me proud, make me proud. I came up, I rose up, out the mud, can't trust nobody, so in God I trust. I'm a grinder. You got the #1 song on the radio, and you still gotta sit in jail. I went and laid, I'm in the top rank by the lady. I'ma sleep all day and be a maid. I had to make the best of what I had. I'm in the trail spot with the bang, fucking a bad bitch with the brain. Double the carrots, get the rain. Standing on all 10 in the game, just ain't went all in. It's no cap in the murk, and I'm thinking about minutes. Thinking about gun, a new daughter delivered. Thinking about having a car in the city. Under the tent, she be showing her titties. There was a time when my name would get mentioned. Hard to think fly when your pocket is empty. 50 pull up, we gon' drop in assembly. I'ma work out and go hard and just end. Cardiovascular, cardio fitness. Get out of pocket, we deal with it quickly. Loving them snakes turn around and they bit me. Right in the kidney. Having my way with the money, yeah, that shit keep coming and coming. Been through the stack, I get rack on the rack, I keep dumbing and dumbing. I did a show called A Case on the Road, I ain't running from nothing. All on my side, I got nothing to hide, now I'm running from nothing. God got me, woke me up, took me in, set me down, broke me down, said make me proud, make me proud. I came up, I rose up, out the mud, ain't trust nobody, so in God I trust.
Hey, look, check it out. Hey, I'm gonna make mistakes in life.
Yes, sir.
I'm not perfect, you heard?
I'm not perfect.
You know, don't judge me, cause I don't judge.
Ain't been to no funerals lately. My partners, they dead or in jail. I fought the pain for a long time. I tried a lot and I failed. But now it's time to excel. They come on a metric ton scale. Say, hold on to the guardrail. Flying out of here. From taking a trip to Supply to taking a trip to Dubai. I done been shitted on by a lot of rappers and it don't at all matter. The ones that fuck with me know I'm 1,000. They know I'm all action. I'm a big general. I can send a load and I'm real when I'm act. I can cook off the pot. All base, 50 scale like a lock. Recompress 5 ton in a box. Gorilla hustle, I done been on the block. Having my way with the money, yeah, that shit keep coming and coming. Been through the stack, I get rack on the rack, I keep dumbing and dumbing. I did a show called A Case on the Road, I ain't running from nothing. God on my side, I got nothing to hide, now I'm running from nothing. God got me, woke me up, took me in, set me down, broke me down, said make me proud, make me proud. I came up, I rose
remember. Hate when I'm distant, love when I bend her. Screaming out loud when I'm in her. She don't like flowers and roses, she don't want love. She don't wanna deal with emotion, she just wanna thug. She wanna be hugged on, I like it. I can tell she the type to get excited. In the back, she gon' arch it right, she hiking. Get in mine, lift it up, put it on me. Gotta eat the bitch off the bone, you good. Knocking me on the train, nigga make a movie. I don't mind, we be going live at your cruising. Think it down, right, I get a talk. She moves, I love this bitch, I love this bitch, I love her. I do. You know how this pussy, but you love her. It's true. I love this bitch, I love this bitch, I love her. I do. You know how this pussy, but you love her. Pussy good as hell, I can tell how you staring. Wishing I was there, I could tell how you staring. Beautiful as hell, you could tell it's apparent. Whenever we together, everybody gon' know I see something got in the way of our love. Gangsta and a gentleman, can't say I'm a genuine. Afraid to communicate, I don't play no mind. You gon' make it to your ass up and put your face down. Do it in the mirror, put your back, put your waistline. Thighs getting thick, titties real pretty, and you in the fitness.